Thank you guys for joining us today for the Engineering and IT Careers in Australia webinar. So this is organized by Best Education Services in collaboration with Flinders University in Australia. And Best Education Services is a study abroad company, and we help students further their studies in countries like Australia and Canada, UK, USA, and we have a very large pool of universities we work within. They are the best you can find. This is one of them. And today we are trying to match you to them so that if you are considering a program in engineering or IT, you will make the best choice by going with them. So my name is Madonna, and I'm with the marketing department at Best Education Services. And Dolapo is with Flinders, and he will take you through the presentation. So at the end of it, if you have any questions pertaining to studying abroad or studying in Australia, to be specific, or to the presentation, you can put them in the chat, and then we'll have them answered for you. Thank you.
Thanks, Madonna, and thank you to all of our friends who are online. As Madonna said, my name is Dolapo Olabi, and I work for Flinders University. I'm actually based on the continent, so I'm actually on this call from Nigeria, the city of Lagos. But we'll be talking about how you can achieve your career goals, if you're looking to study engineering or information technology, and how a Flinders University degree can help you achieve those goals. So like she said, if you don't have a pen and paper already, feel free to grab one and take down any questions that you would like to ask, because after the presentation, we'll have a question and answer segment where we can answer any questions that you have. Right, so who are we? Flinders University. We are an Australia-based university. And for those of you who don't know or aren't sure, Australia is actually one of the top 3 study destinations globally for students, across the world. Many students from Africa travel to Australia every year in pursuit of their degrees. Now, where are we in Australia? So on this slide, you can see a map, and that really tells you a couple of cities where we recruit students from across the world. Lagos, Nairobi, Accra isn't there, but we do have students from Ghana who are currently studying at Flinders University. So you can see where we are in the city of Adelaide, South Australia, just along the southern coast of Australia there, and travel times from West Africa, 22 hours. And we usually joke amongst ourselves, 22 hours is enough time for you to catch up on some movies and, some in-flight meals, and you'll be in Australia in no time. Now, there's currently no straight flight, so it's not a 22-hour one-flight travel. There are a couple of options for traveling to Adelaide. So you could use the Dubai route. There is the Egypt route as well, and there's the China route. So there are a couple of options available for students to travel to Australia, but it's relatively easy to travel to Adelaide. So just a bit of snapshot about Flinders University. Applications for 2022 are open, and we are currently ranked in the top 300 universities globally. The last rankings released actually saw us move to around top 280. So we've seen good progress in terms of where we are as a university, and our goal is to reach the top 100 very soon. Currently, we have over 500 different degrees across undergraduate, postgraduate, and research level. So chances are whatever course you want to study, there's it's available for you at Flinders. Although for today, we'll be talking about engineering and IT. Flinders has also been ranked the #1 university in South Australia for teaching quality, student support, and starting salary, as well as for overall experience. Now, Adelaide is ranked as the 3rd most livable city in the world and currently the #1 city in Australia, most livable city in Australia. So we'll talk a little bit more about Adelaide. Like I said, it's the most livable city in Australia and 3rd most livable city in the world. And when we're talking about the livability index, we're really talking about things like accommodation, transportation, the quality of life, basically. And Adelaide also happens to be the #1 most affordable mainland capital city in Australia for students. So what that means is if you're coming to Australia and you happen to come to Adelaide, you get to spend close to 30% less than what you would spend if you went to some other cities like Sydney and Melbourne. So Adelaide is the most affordable mainland capital city in Australia. And Adelaide is the capital city of South Australia. It's also the 5th largest Australian capital city. Currently, the population is under 2 million, so just about 1.67 million, but it's a very, very community and family-focused city. The picture in the slide there is one of our festivals, the Adelaide Fringe, which holds around March every year. And it's just a wonderful, safe, welcoming, multicultural city. And the time zone is about 10.5 hours ahead of Ghana, GMT plus 10.5. And the climate is around, very long hot summers and cool to cold snowless winters. Right now, Adelaide is approaching winter, so it's getting cold, but there are no extreme temperatures, so it doesn't snow in Adelaide, but it can get really cold, around 10 to 15 degrees. Another fantastic reason why you should choose to study in Adelaide is post-study work rights. Now, many of you are probably aware that if you study an undergraduate or postgraduate degree for 2 years or more, then you are eligible for another 2 years of post-study. And the post-study work visa allows you to live and work full-time in your chosen career. Now, when you just study in Adelaide, not only will you get the 2-year post-study work visa for the whole of Australia, you get an additional 1 year because Adelaide is a regional city. And, Adelaide is very welcoming. The government of Adelaide is very welcoming to international students. And, the government wants you to make the most of your time in Australia. So talking about Flinders University, was established in 1966. That puts us at around 55 years. So we're a very young university. Currently, we have about 26,000 students and around 5,500 enrollments from more than 90 countries in the world. So, we have students from all over the world, and especially we've seen a lot of students coming from Africa. So students from Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, Zimbabwe, all over Africa, you have a very vibrant African student community at Flinders. And as I mentioned earlier, we're ranked in the top 300 universities. We've recently moved up to 286. So, we're steady climbing that ladder to the top position of universities globally. And Flinders has been home to the 2016, 2018, and 2019 South Australian International Student of the Year. So this next slide is an image of our campus. So it's 100% green campus. We generate our own energy. And you can see on the bottom right side of the screen there, the power grid the solar grids that generate power. And the campus is about 40 hectares. So it's a really, really large campus. As you can see in the picture there, the key, which just shows different areas on the campus. It's an American style campus. You have everything you need on the campus. You have the Flinders Medical Center, you have on-campus accommodation, you have the central library, you have the post office, the pharmacies, the shops, the restaurants, the cafes. It's an all-in-one campus. And we have 3 campus locations in Adelaide. So we have the Bedford Park campus, which is this area there on your screen. And we have the Tonsley campus, which we'll be talking about in more detail because that's where the engineering and the IT degrees are delivered. And then we have the Victoria Square campus, which is about 12 kilometers from the main campus. So in terms of our colleges, we have 6 colleges. And if you recall, I did mention that we offer over 500 degrees. So these are distributed across 6 colleges. So the College of Nursing and Health Sciences, as the name implies, courses like nursing, midwifery, allied health, occupational therapy, physiotherapy, health sciences, they are delivered in that college. Then we have the College of Medicine and Public Health, where we teach our Bachelor of Clinical Sciences, Doctor of Medicine, Public Health Programs, International Health, the College of Business, Government and Law, where we teach our business courses, accounting, human resource management, the international relations programs, the law degrees, they're all taught there. The College of Science, Engineering and IT, which we'll be going into more details, especially with engineering and IT. The College of Education, Psychology and Social Work, where we teach our education, teaching, psychology and social work courses. And then the College of Humanities, Arts and Social Sciences, where we teach all of our maritime archaeology, the theology, the arts courses, and the social science courses. So I did mention that we have 3 campuses. So the Tonsley campus, which is the picture you can see on the screen there, it's a $120 million hub of innovation and entrepreneurship that was opened quite recently, just over 5 years ago in 2015. And it's an amazing campus. We have about 150 staff, 2,000 students studying there, 28 laboratories on that campus. And, it's also home to the New Venture Institute at the university, which just tells you about our culture of collaboration, because at Tonsley, students interact with our researchers, and then they interact with industry to create the products of the 21st century. Like I mentioned earlier, computer science, engineering, mathematics, they're all taught at Tonsley. And our tech hub, which is linked with Siemens, Cisco, and some of our other partners are also housed there. And because Flinders is the Cisco Academy, and we'll talk more about that in the next slide, there are opportunities for students who are looking to receive that certification. Our engineering and technology is ranked in the top 250 globally. So a couple of statistics for learning and teaching. So for engineering and IT, Flinders delivered Australia's first accredited degree in biomedical engineering, and #1 in South Australia for overall quality of teaching experience, for engineering, computing, and IT. And these are some of the accolades that we use as our brag points. #1 in South Australia for skills from graduates, teaching quality from graduates, overall satisfaction. And that tells you the level of thought, the level of student-centricness that has been embedded into our degrees to be ranked #1. So why study engineering at Flinders University? Engineering degrees are at the forefront of these disciplines in Australia. Now, All of our core undergraduate and postgrad degrees are accredited by Engineers Australia and recognized internationally by the Washington Accord. Now, if you're looking for a degree that you can use anywhere in the world, then you're looking for a degree that is accredited and recognized. And the Flinders engineering degree is exactly that. And we'll talk about this accreditation in the next slide. Also, some of the longest industry placement programs in Australia at undergraduate level are delivered at Flinders. So students who are studying our Bachelor of Engineering degrees, will get a 20 weeks industry placement. At the postgraduate level, it's 12 weeks industry placement. And this is the longest in Australia. There are no other universities that deliver a 20-week placement at the undergraduate level. Also, our engineering courses are designed in close collaboration with industry, and that allows our students to work with some of our partners on live projects. Now, the importance of this is, one of our industry partners comes to the university, they tell us the sort of problems they're having, and we assign students to these partners to solve real-world problems, and that leads to excellent graduate outcomes, because when the students solve these problems for these organizations or these industry partners, they tend to want to reach those students being employed immediately after their degree. So it leads to excellent graduate outcomes for us. Now, talking about the accreditation with Engineers Australia, all of our courses, majority of our courses have a professional accreditation, and that's one of the things I would take very seriously at Flinders University, because the accreditation goes a long way to show, how deep and how relevant the course is. Now, the completion of an accredited course is of immense advantage to our graduates, and that gives them an additional credibility after the course when they are trying to get employment, because when you complete an accredited course, it means that you've satisfied the academic component that is required to become a chartered member of Engineers Australia. So you finish a Bachelor of Engineering or a Master of Engineering program, you've automatically met the academic credibility requirements for becoming a chartered engineer in Australia. And that means that an engineering graduate from Flinders is recognized as the equivalent to a graduate from some of the best universities in Canada, China, Hong Kong, India, Ireland, Japan, Korea, Malaysia, New Zealand, Russia, Singapore, South Africa, Turkey, the United Kingdom, the United States, and many other countries. So can be completed with specializations. So we have the Master of Engineering with specialization in biomedical engineering, civil, electrical and electronic, mechanical, and Master of Engineering Management, which is a very newly developed course that is around 2 years old this year. We also have the Master of Engineering Science with specializations across biomedical, civil, electrical, electronic, and mechanical. The major difference between a Master of Engineering and the Master of Engineering Science is the student's academic background. So if a student has an engineering degree at the bachelor's level, they can apply for a Master of Engineering. But if a student has a science degree or a Bachelor of Tech, so not a Bachelor of, would need to apply for the Master of Engineering Science. At the undergrad level, we also have the Bachelor of Engineering programs with specializations in biomedical, civil, electrical and electronic, environmental, maritime, mechanical, robotics, and software engineering. And you can see the master's duration is 2 years, and the bachelor's duration is 4 years. The Bachelor of Engineering Science and the Bachelor of Design and Technology Innovation are 3-year programs, respectively. Talking about employability, these are some of the figures that just tell you how excellent the Flinders Engineering program is. 100% employment outcomes for Flinders University civil engineering graduates. How cool is that? You know, many of our graduates are offered employment where they do their work integrated learning placement. And I did mention some of the partners. So as I said, the students goes in for a placement. They usually get hired by that company. And you can see the median salary for bachelor graduates across mechanical engineering, computer engineering, electrical engineering, and civil engineering. So average of 65,000 Australia dollars per year. So these are excellent graduate outcomes anywhere in the world. So we'll move on to computer science, data science, and information technology. So with the emergence of high-tech fields, including AI, machine learning, and data analysis, there's been a strong demand for skilled professionals in these rapidly evolving industries. Now, the Flinders University degrees are designed to take your career to the next level. They help you to get to graduate career ready in an area of strong employment demand. They allow you to work with and be recognized by industry, as well as you get to experience our world-class facilities. Now, Flinders is ranked #1 in Australia in computing and information systems for overall quality of experience. So we'll look at the different aspects of IT. So, you know, computer science, data science, and then information technology. Now, depending, all students, you know, have their preference in terms of what they want to achieve with a degree. But basically, you can see computer science, study of software systems, and produce applications that have the potential to transform all aspects of modern life. So we have the computer science degree, and we have the specialization area under computer science, which is artificial intelligence. So, you know, a computer science degree with a specialization in artificial intelligence would involve the study of neural networking, machine learning, data mining, natural language, information retrieval, and computer vision. We also have the data science course, the IT course, which can be completed with or without a specialization in networks and cybersecurity systems. So this just gives you an idea of what the different aspects of IT and computer science and data science entail, and that can guide you into deciding which of the areas you want to complete your degree in. Aside from the traditional programs that are taught, our IT research is cutting edge and world class. So we have different areas of specialization as well as world class award-winning academics. So in the area of digital health systems, we have Trish Williams, which is a leader in that field, creating a digital health institute that informs future policy and technology about the integration of tech into our healthcare systems and daily life. For those that are interested in serious games, our academics, David Hobbs and Brett Wilkinson, created Obi, you know, a game and game controller as therapy training method for children with cerebral palsy. And that just gives you an idea of how, you know, our academics at Flinders Uni are using tech to change the way we approach life. You know, in the area of telecoms, Paul Gardner Stevens has led the development of mesh network telephone systems for use in emergency situations, you know, bushfires, floods, earthquakes, as well as an alternative in remote and poorer regions of the world. Flinders is also an authorized Cisco partner university, and so we have a Cisco Academy on our campus where students can undertake courses that contribute towards Cisco certification as a Cisco certified entry networking technician or Cisco certified networking associate. So this is, as part of your program at Flinders Uni, you get to also have those professional certifications that put you at the cutting edge of IT career anywhere in the world. So these are globally recognized certifications. I did mention for engineering that we're connected to industry. So this is Also for IT, aside our Cisco partnership, we also have different partnerships across medical devices, autonomous vehicles, artificial intelligence, advanced image analysis and computer vision, environmental health, materials engineering, and renewable energy. On our campus at Tonsley, we have the Flinders autonomous vehicle. I've been on it a couple of times, and that is a driverless vehicle that takes you from one point of the campus to the other. It's an amazing, amazing campus, like I said, and all of these products are designed by students working with our researchers and industry partners. So all of our degrees in computer science, IT are accredited by the Australian Computer Society at the professional level and recognized internationally under the CEO Accord. So, like I said, the value of a professional accreditation cannot be overemphasized, because that means that your degree is recognized in many countries across the world. And that means that you can ply your trade anywhere you find yourself. So not just in Australia or in your home country, Ghana, but anywhere in the world. So some of the courses that we offer in IT at the master's level, we have the Master of Computer Science, which can be completed with or without a specialization. We have the Master of IT, Master of Information Technology, which can also be completed with or without the specialization. And then we have the Master of Data Science and the Master of Geospatial Information Science Systems. All of the master's courses are 2-year duration programs. At the undergrad level, we have the Bachelor of Computer Science, the Bachelor of IT, and the Bachelor of Applied Geographical Information Systems. The Bachelor of Computer Science and the Bachelor of IT can be completed with specialization. So for computer science, the specialization can be in international artificial intelligence. And for the Bachelor of IT, the specialization can be in game development, networks, and cybersecurity systems, depending on the student's career plan. But some of the in-demand careers, as you can see on the screen there, more than 50% of the top 20 job roles in the increasing demand across industries are IT and computer science roles. So roles like data analysts and scientists, software and application developers, AI and machine learning specialists, robotics engineers, fintech engineers, to mention a few. So this is from the World Economic Forum Future Jobs Survey 2020. That tells you that IT is an in-demand industry, not just in Australia, but across the world. So you can see the potential occupations and career opportunities: software developer, programmer, networking and communication specialist, system analyst, cybersecurity consultant, computer scientist, data scientist, artificial intelligence and interaction designer. So much potential. And, ICT professionals' projected employment growth is above 20%. So there's so much opportunity for students who are looking at this field of study. So the salary question, as you can see, the average annual wage in Australia, according to Indeed.com, generated through job openings where salary is taken into account. So you can see the average computer scientist, IT security specialist, technical analyst, and data scientist salary, well over $100,000 a year. And so that tells you that there are excellent graduate outcomes, excellent career prospects, excellent opportunities for students who are looking at full-time employment in computing and information systems. And why not study in a university that is globally recognized, professionally accredited, and #1 in South Australia for full-time employment in computing and information systems? Now, we know how students love to apply, but also always looking for scholarship. And so Flinders University presents the Go Beyond Scholarship, which are available to international students and are merit-based scholarships. So a student can get up to 50% for the duration of their studies. And all of our engineering and IT programs are eligible for this scholarship. So at the postgraduate level, there are two categories. So the postgraduate global scholarship, which is 20%, and the Vice Chancellor International Postgraduate Scholarship, which is 50%. The 20% scholarship is applied automatically when a student has the equivalent of 2.86 on a scale of 4 or above, which is 72%. And for the 50% scholarship, the student needs to have its GPA of 3.7 on a scale of 4.0 or above, which is 93%, and then submit the VC scholarship form before the deadline. The deadline for 2022 semester 1 is November 28th. So you want to get your application in as soon as possible. If you're looking at starting in the first semester of 2022, we encourage you to apply as soon as possible. That's the end of the presentation. I'm happy to take any questions that you have. I hope you have lots of questions for me. Thank you to the guys at BEST for hosting this. So happy to take any questions that you have. Feel free to drop it in the chat box. Madonna, if you want to read out any questions, and I'll be happy to answer them. Cool. So just to add to the scholarships, like I did mention, these are merit-based scholarships. They are specifically designed for international students. So, contact the team at Best Education. They'll guide you and, help you with the application and visa process.
Yeah. So January and February intake is ongoing. So as he says, the deadline for the scholarship is November 28th. So if you really want to be a part of the scholarship scheme, you should apply with us. So you can send us an email at enquiry@Best Education Services Limited. I'll put the details in the chat box and you can send me an email. Let us know the course that you are interested in pursuing, your highest level of education, be it undergraduate, postgraduate, or high school. Yes, and then we'll give you the requirements from there. Okay, so someone is asking, how about applying for a top-up degree with HND, OND, or diploma? Dolapo, would you take it?
Absolutely. So you want to apply for an undergraduate program and you already have the OND or HND. We don't do top-ups in Australia. You apply for an undergraduate degree and request for credit exemption. So for example, if a student has completed HND in engineering technology and they're applying for a Bachelor of Engineering, then all they need to do is apply for the relevant Bachelor of Engineering program and request for credit from previous study. Now, part of the requirements that we'll need you to provide in order to assess your credit is the complete syllabus for the diploma program that you completed. And then that's just to enable us to be able to assess the programs that you completed at that level and see that you're not repeating the same programs in the undergraduate program. So of course, if you've got just your WAEC, we accept WAEC, WASE as well. If you've got a diploma, feel free to include it in your documents and we'll assess you for credit.
All right, thank you. So someone else wants to know, how about payment plans for school fees?
All right, that's a good question. Typically at the undergrad level, the fees are 39,000 Australia dollars per year for the engineering programs. At the postgraduate level, it's a very similar fee, so 39,500 Australia dollars per year. And if you're looking at IT, at the undergrad level, the fees are 36,000 Australia dollars per year. At the postgrad level, the fees are 35,500 Australia dollars per year. So the fees are not paid all up front. So you're not expected to pay your entire first year fee upfront, but you will need to pay an acceptance fee, which is basically half of the first year tuition fee. So when you pay half of the first year tuition fee, we call that your first semester payment. And then the second half is paid in the second semester. So that means we accept payments twice a year at the beginning of each semester.
Okay, great. If there's any further questions, you can put them in the chat box, or you could easily raise your hand up.
Well, let me just add that we do have 2 intakes in a year. The first intake, January, February, and the second intake is in June, July. So both of these intakes are open. You're welcome to apply for the January, February intake. That's the next available intake. And if you're thinking of mid-year, then July is also available. You don't have to wait till next year to apply. Now is the best time to actually apply, put your documents together, contact the team at Best Education Services. They are one of our favorite partners in Ghana, and they'll guide you through the entire process up until when you arrive at the university.
Okay. All right. So Dolapo, thank you very much for this presentation. And okay, so there's another question. So the person wants to know the qualifications for masters in IT. Okay.
Yep. So that's a good question. So entry requirements for the master's program typically is a bachelor's degree that is recognized. So we want to be sure that you've achieved a bachelor's degree from a university that is government approved. So for the Master of IT without specialization, all you need is a bachelor's degree. So in any area of study, it doesn't have to be IT or computer science related. You just need to have a bachelor's degree. But if you're looking at applying for the Master of Information Technology with a specialization in network and cybersecurity systems, now this one is a specialization course. So we require an approved bachelor degree in information technology or computer science. So that's the major difference between the ordinary Master of IT without specialization and the Master of IT with the network and cybersecurity system specialization.
All right. So to add to that, if you want to pursue a master's in IT for Best Education Services, you need your bachelor's certificate as you stated, and also your transcript. You would also need 2 references. So either one professional reference and another academic reference. We would also need your biodata page of your passport and also your statements of purpose. So why you want to study at Flinders, why you want to pursue the IT program. Yeah. So kindly email me your desired program, and that we would give you the right requirements, because there are different requirements for every single program. Yeah. So are there any more questions? Okay, so someone wants to know a bit more about the engineering specializations.
Right, so I did mention during the presentation, they probably joined in late, but we do have a wide range of specializations in engineering. So we have biomedical engineering, civil engineering, electrical and electronic engineering, mechanical engineering, available for students. So, and this is depending on whether it's an undergraduate or postgraduate, there are different specializations available. So at the undergrad level, we have electrical and electronic, we have environmental, we have maritime, robotics, and software engineering. So there's a wide range of specializations depending on your particular career goal.
Okay. Okay, so someone wants to know if IELTS is waived for Ghanaian students with English proficiency letter.
If you've saying before the line went up was if you've completed an academic qualification that is recognized, so whether it's WASE or it's a degree or a diploma that is approved within the last 5 years, so that's 2016 up, you won't need to provide further proof of English proficiency for any of the engineering or IT programs. So we'll accept the fact that you've completed a degree in an English-speaking country, Ghana, that was taught in English as proof of English proficiency. But anything after 5 years, so if it's 2015 and earlier, then you'd need to write proof of English.
So without any further questions, I think, so someone wants to know if he or she can pursue a master's in IT with a high school qualification.
Right, so if you have a high school qualification, you won't be able to apply for a master's program. No, it doesn't work that way. So with a high school qualification, you can get entry into our Bachelor of IT programs. And then when you complete the Bachelor of IT programs, then you can apply for a Master of IT. So, you have to take the right steps. So with a high school certificate or a high school qualification, you will be able to apply for a bachelor's degree.
Okay, great. Any last words?
Yeah, I just want to say that thank you so much for joining the session. I hope it was educative and informative, but don't just take down that information and not take action. It's really important that you reach out to the guys at Best. They are the best at what they do, and they will make sure that you get your offer and visa to come to Australia. And we're really looking forward to seeing you on campus in Flinders Uni. So take the right step, apply now, get your offer, and move on.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.